Burger Chef was an American fast food restaurant chain that started in Indianapolis in 1954. The last location to carry the name closed in '96. But it was November 17th, 1978, that marked the worst event in the company's history. And it happened right near its own backyard in Speedway, Indiana. 4 young employees began the night shift, but by midnight, they had vanished, never to be seen alive again. 2 days later, their bodies were found in a wooded area about 20 miles from the restaurant. The victims were 20-year-old Jane Freet, the assistant manager, and 3 teenagers, Mark Flemons, Ruth Shelton, and Daniel Davis. 2 of them were shot, 1 stabbed, and another beaten to death. Nearly 45 years later, the case still remains unsolved, but the families cling to hope that they will one day find justice.
I'm here today because that I'm standing up for my sister. I'm here today to stand up for all of them and ask that someone come forward and talk. We don't have all the answers, and there's someone out there that does.
Well, thanks to the persistence of an Indiana attorney and podcaster, Kevin Greenlee, the FBI has now released a trove of documents from its investigation, some 400-plus pages. Kevin Greenlee joins us now along with Anya Kane. They are both hosts of the Murder Sheet podcast. Thank you both for being here. I'd like to dive right in and start with Kevin. So what made you want to request these files back in 2019 from the FBI? And do you think these new details will bring new hope to finally solving this case?
I decided to request these files because the FBI was actually involved in the investigation of the case for the initial days, and I was aware that they got some crucial statements from witnesses back when the events were still fresh, and their recollections were especially sharp. So I really felt strongly that there could be crucial information in there that had been forgotten or buried. And I do believe that answers to this mystery lie in the case files, both in the case files of the FBI and the case files of the Indiana State Police, which have yet to be released publicly.
So, Anya, what is the most striking thing you've learned from looking at these decades-old files? Was it those witness accounts?
Absolutely. There's a lot of information from both the families of the victims and fellow employees of that Burger Chef restaurant that indicates that there may have been something going on at work around the time of the murders. There's references to employees who had been recently fired or employees who had issues with manager Jane Freet. And so that's something we're looking very seriously at, because when you look at fast food homicides, oftentimes there's a strain of these types of murders that involve inside jobs and people who are dissatisfied employees coming back and robbing the place, and the robbery is essentially going wrong.
Got it. So, Kevin, do you think drugs may have played a major role here?
Drugs certainly seems to be an undercurrent that runs underneath this case. There was certainly reports of drugs being sold by employees at the restaurant. There's actually an indication in this document that an employee had recently been fired from the Burger Chef restaurant for his involvement in drug dealing, and that raises a lot of questions.
So we have about a minute left, but I think this question is really important, Anya. What do you think about the way Indiana State Police handled this case from the very beginning?
There's definitely been some controversy. I'll say there's been lots of different work done by Indiana State Police personnel, some of it very good over the years. I think that right now what we need in 2023 is more openness from the state police and more willingness to share information that they have, because I don't believe this is a case that is going to necessarily be solved by DNA. I think this is old-fashioned police work, re-interviewing people, seeing what relationships have changed and what stories have changed. And that requires some openness if they're not willing to do those interviews themselves.
Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.